common thread is that all education ends up being self-education, all accountability ends up being self-accountability. So people are people, right? So there are different perspectives, obviously based on your age, your the school you went to, the place you grew up, the parents that you had, the culture that you come from. All those things very much impact how you see the world, for sure. And so all those things need to be thought about, need to be considered. Absolutely. The time, where you were born, when you were born, all of those things are wildly important. But there's also those common threads, those meta skills of we all want to feel like we're seen. We all want to feel like we've got a purpose. We all have this innate DNA factory setting where we actually want to grow and get better and go achieve something. Now, there's a lot of cultural things that can pull us away from that. There's a lot of distractions that can pull us away from that. There's a lot of things that can, kind of suck us out of that. And I would argue that as we get sucked into the distractions, we start to lose those factory settings, and that's a problem. And I think it's a root cause of a lot of people's issues and anxiety, right? But ultimately, that's what we saw is that we were trying to get people back to these factory settings so that they were comfortable with who they were, so that they reminded themselves they wanted to grow. They reminded themselves that at the end of the day, nobody could force or teach them anything. I can't teach Josh anything, period. It's just like saying, I gave you this pen, Josh. If you refuse at the end of the day to take it, I can't go tell everybody I gave Josh a pen because you didn't take it, right? Education always works that way too. You've got to be able to own that. And so that was always the common thread is how do you inspire people enough to where they remember who they are and then they want to own it to move forward, and then they come together on this group mission, right? Where they're all growing, but then they're on these parallel highways of we're all going the same direction too. It's a fascinating topic. So it's, there's never hurting for work on that side either because people are people are people.
Yeah, that's an incredible explanation because it totally does come back. Like I think about the times where I've tried to learn things because I think I should learn them, and there is
Right,
like very little desire,
right.
and it's like I just doesn't seem. I'm like beating my head against a brick wall, And it's just like,
Not going
and
to happen.
then
That's right.
it's just not going to happen. And it's like crazy. It's like almost like no matter how much if there's no desire,
That's
and
right.
you like you said that self motivation or accountability around it, it's that you're hopeless. You just and then if you're the teacher and you're just throwing that at somebody and expecting them to just do it, then without the motivation behind it, it's falling on
That's
deaf
right.
ears
Then we're all
practically.
just in this little dance, in this little game, right? And what we're doing is wasting our freaking time. And
Yeah.
I've got no desire for that, man. I've got no desire. I have very limited time on this earth. And in my head, it is always now
Mm,
o'clock, and minutes are either invested or they are wasted. Period. There is no
mm.
net neutral in my mind. So I have no desire to waste my time or anybody else's.